Welcome back to Shom's Biology. In this lecture, we are going to talk about transposable elements. What are transposable elements? Particularly, we'll be talking about transposons. What are transposons? What are the type of transposons that are available? Their classification, and we are going to see a simple mechanism of transposons and how they work. So for starting, let's write it here. We are going to talk about transposons. I believe you can clearly see the words out there. Now, what I mean by transposons or transposable elements, when I say transposable elements or TE, it's a broader, bigger term. Under the umbrella of transposable elements, transposons are only one kind of example. There are different examples of this, and I believe you know this term: transposable elements, transposons, jumping genes. They're basically same things. Okay, so they have different names, but the things are same. So what are these? These are nothing but DNA sequences which can jump from one location to the other location in the genome, from one place to another place in the genome. This is the definition of transposable element. Small DNA fragments, but this DNA fragment can jump. They can jump from one location of the genome to the other location. They can jump from one place of the DNA chromosome to the other place of the same chromosome to the other place of the different chromosome. So this movement is possible. And the second important question that you might have, where do you find transposable elements? So transposons are pretty easy to find. Basically, transposons are very common. It is found in bacteria. It is found in eukaryotes. It is also found in virus. So for all these examples, we can easily find transposable elements out there. But the transposable element, their structures and the mode that they operate is little different if you compare the bacterial transposon, eukaryotic transposon and viral transposons. And particularly retroviral transposons. We are going to see that in a moment. So once this thing is clear, this is very basic concept that I want you to understand first. Now you know that the transposable element, let's say this is the DNA, this is the origin, you can say the origin of the transposable element, and this is another DNA, this is the destination of the transposable element. And what we can clearly see here is that the transposable element, let's say black in color in the middle here, can put itself to the destination from origin. So it's a journey from the origin to destination. Okay, that is known as transposability or the process of transposition. We call it as transposition. Let me write transposition. Okay, we call it transposition. Now this transposition event can be of different types. This transposition event mainly of two different types. One is a cut paste type transposition. Another one is copy reverse transcriptase paste type of transposition. These are the two very common kind of transposition that are available. One is cut paste. For example, if we want to take this part of the DNA and put it to the destination, we can cut it and we can paste it here. That is cut paste type. So in cut paste transposition, what would happen? Let me show you that idea as well. So let's say this is the starting and let's say this is the destination at the beginning. At the end, what will happen is that the length of the destination will increase, but the length of the existing will be shortened. Sorry, just let me take eraser. It will be shortened. Okay, like this. You can clearly see. So the origin will reduce in size. Here you can see that, and the destination will increase in size because this is cut paste. On the other hand, what else we have? We have this Second type, copy paste type. Copy paste means here what we have, copy, reverse transcription, paste. So in this kind, the transposable element that we have, that produce mRNA intermediate. mRNA intermediate is produced from where? From the DNA. Normal transcription mode, RNA is produced from DNA. And that RNA is used as a template. This is used as a template to produce DNA. Right? And then this DNA is pasted to the new destination place, and thus completing the process of transposition. This is copy, reverse transcription, then paste. So first from DNA to RNA, then RNA to DNA, that is the reverse transcription here by reverse transcriptase enzyme, and then the DNA that is produced will be pasted. These are the two major mechanisms of transposable elements that we know of. Now I am going to give you in a quick review regarding the different classes of transposable elements that are available, and we'll also talk about the mechanism of how the transposable element can function. So let's move on. I will move to the next slide here. I'll add a slide in here. I'll move to the next page, and in this page I'm going to tell you how exactly what is the basic mechanism. So let me talk about the mechanism of transposition. Okay, so try to understand one thing, that we have two situations out there. We have a origin and we have a destination, and what we are trying to do is that either it's cut paste or copy paste, it doesn't matter. The segment of the DNA which is involved in the process of transposition, you need to cut it, let's say in the cut paste type, then you need to paste it, right? And you know, when I say cut and paste, means we are cutting the DNA and we are also ligating the DNA. Ligation, paste means ligation, and cut of the DNA means obviously like nuclease activity, nuclease function. So for the transposition to occur correctly or properly, we need both nuclease function as well as ligation function. Now both of these functions can be provided by the transposable element itself. It carries both the function of endonuclease activity and ligation activity. Endonuclease activity and ligation activity. Usually when we want to ligate a DNA fragment to the other, we need ligase enzyme. But in this case, we don't need any accessory ligase enzyme. The ligase activity and endonuclease activity, both the activities are carried out by the transposable element itself. So there are gene sequences inside which can encode enzymatic functionality of endonuclease and ligase in order to complete the process of transposition. So it is there inside, it is present inside. Okay, so this is something that is really important that you understand. So in copy paste type, we need reverse transcriptase enzyme separately in order to make a DNA copy from mRNA, but rest of the things are same. So based on this idea, the complexity of transposable elements may vary. So there are transposable elements which carry only these two sections, only endonuclease activity plus ligase activity. So if a section of the DNA that contains endonuclease and ligase activity can act as a transposon, it can act as a transposon, it can transpose transfer the genetic element. Sometimes apart from this endonuclease and ligase activity, they might also carry an extra gene. Let's say, what is the gene? Let's say, for example, antibiotic resistant gene with it. So this is little complex type of This is little complex type of transposable element. So the first kind of transposable element that we are seeing here is very simple type, which is generally found in bacteria. Example, insertion sequence elements or IS elements are the example of most basic type of transposable elements, IS elements. While this next type, a little modified, little versatile form and simple transposons that are found are belonging to this particular group. In some bacteria, they might carry antibiotic resistance genes as an extra feature among the transposable element. These are the differences in their construct. Okay, so this sequences, what they have is everything that the IS elements have, plus they have a inverted repeat sequences to both the terminal sites. And when I say inverted repeat, now this is very, very important. Inverted repeat sequences means repetitive sequences are very common example of transposable elements. If I tell you to locate a transposable element in a whole genome, you should always try to find out repetitive sequences. And whenever you find a repetitive sequence in huge amount, generally that part near that area is the presence of transposable elements. Okay, that is another very important clue to find out transposable elements out there. Okay, this is IS elements. Whatever thing that are present in IS element is present here, plus the inverted repeats that are present in here, that are out in here, is very, very important, and that is what we find in here. Okay, so this is the overall mechanism of transposition and what functionality they should have. Now at the end, the third slide, I am going to talk about the different classification, simple classification of transposition or different transposable elements. I'll classify them in simplistic manner because I know that you have this clue, right? What are TNs, what are IS elements, what are shine, line, right? What are ALU elements? So there are confusion. This confusion need to be ended, and I'll end it for you. Don't worry about it. So I'll give you a clue for this. We'll start with this simple explanation here. We'll start with this transposons. When I say transposons, I simply mean the involvement of cut-paste transposition. So this is cut-paste. Cut-paste type transposition is simply known as transposons. Second type, retrotransposons. Okay. The third one, LTR retrotransposons. And the fourth one, non-LTR retrotransposons. And we know the basic difference between transposons and retrotransposons. We know transposons are cut-paste type, retrotransposons are copy-paste type. So from DNA, RNA is made, RNA to DNA is reverse transcriptized, and then again the DNA is pasted. So these three types, retro, LTR, retro, non-LTR, retro, all are copy-paste type, and transposons are only cut-paste type. Now among these four types and classification, I am going to give you an idea about the examples that are involved in. So we know the mechanism. This is cut-paste, this is copy-paste, copy-paste, copy-paste. What are the differences between all of them? The cut-paste type transposons and copy-paste type, basically the retrotransposons are the simplest form of retrotransposons among the three. LTR based is the retrotransposons. They have long terminal repeat sequences. Long terminal repeat sequences. Where these lack the long terminal repeat sequences, that's why it's called as non-LTR retrotransposons. So now the magic time when I'm going to tell you the examples of all these different kind of transposons. So first one is transposons, simple transposons, cut-paste type transposon. Example TNs. Remember TN for transposons, and let's say TN5 is an example of such kind of transposons. Then there are ACDS elements in maize, example of transposons or cut-paste transposons. Sleeping Beauty is another example of cut-paste transposons. So this example is pretty straightforward. The next type is retrotransposons. And the examples, remember line, long interspersed repeat elements, and short interspersed repeat sequences or elements. Line and signs are examples of retrotransposons. And also some cases the endogenous retrovirus ERVs are also example of retrotransposons. Endogenous retroviral transposons means a virus when they attack eukaryotic cell, let's say human cell, then what happens is that the virus is the DNA or genetic element of the virus is recombined to that of the eukaryotic chromosome, and such throughout the evolutionary history a portion of the viral DNA is embedded to our genome. Those elements are known as human endogenous retroviral or HERV transposable elements, and these are examples of LTR, long terminal repeat based retrotransposons. HERVs are the examples of long terminal repeat sequences. And last one is a non-LTR type retrotransposons, but they are non-LTR type. Example, ALU elements. Okay, ALU is an example of non-LTR retrotransposons. There are also other examples, but I don't want you to make more confusion in this field. That's why I keep it limited. Now you know TN5, the transposable element, particularly denoted as TNs, ACDS elements, are part of transposons or cut paste transposons. Lines, signs, ERVs are the part of retrotransposons, particularly human endogenous retroviral transposons or retroviral elements, which are the part of the viral DNA which is the remnant of the viral DNA that is there in our karyotic genome is something that is LTR retrotransposons. Non-LTR retrotransposons are ALU elements. So these are all the different types of transposable elements that we can find in our body, and also all the other examples. I believe you have a clear idea about the transposable elements, transposons, the mechanism of action, what are they with their example. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, subscribe to this channel to get more videos like that in future. Thank you. Bye.